Hello, check. Hello, hello, hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention please? It gives me immense pleasure to announce that the chief guest for the ceremony, Honorable Governor of Jharkhand, has arrived at the venue. The Director CSIR NML and Dr. Sanjay Kumar, Chief Scientist CSIR NML, are requested to kindly accompany Honorable Governor to the dais. We also have the Secretary, DSIR, Director General CSIR amongst us as a guest of honor through virtual mode. Please welcome our dignitaries with a huge round of applause. आप सभी से अनुरोध है कि राष्ट्रगान के सम्मान में अपने स्थानों पर खड़े हो जाएं. I would like to request all of you to kindly stand on your respective places for our national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Namaskar and very good morning to all. His Excellency Shri C.P. Radhakrishnan, Honorable Governor of Jharkhand and Chief Guest for the event, Dr. Mrs. N. Kalai Selvi, Secretary DSIR and Director General CSIR, Dr. Avnish Kumar Shrivastava, Director CSIR NML, Dr. Sanjay Kumar, Chief Scientist CSIR NML, people from the media, distinguished guests, my fellow colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of CSIR National Metallurgical Laboratory, I, Shivan Sinha, take the privilege to welcome you all for the curtain raising of CSIR NML's 1 week, 1 lab program. CSIR राष्ट्रीय धातुकर्म प्रयोगशाला के द्वारा आयोजित एक सप्ताह एक प्रयोगशाला कार्यक्रम के उद्घाटन समारोह में आप सभी का हार्दिक स्वागत है. It is to highlight that 1 week, 1 lab program is a country-wide campaign initiated by our Honorable Minister of Science and Technology and Earth Science, Dr. Jitendra Singh. The campaign is intended to showcase the legacy, exclusive innovations, and technological breakthrough by each CSIR lab in every successive week. As a part of this campaign, CSIR NML is organizing 1 week, 1 lab program from today, that is 24th of April, till 28th of April. On this occasion, we are honored and privileged to have Honorable Governor to grace this event with his esteemed presence. On behalf of CSIR NML, I would now request our Director to honor our Chief Guest with shawl. Thank you, sir, for doing the honor. Now I would like to request the security officer of the hotel to share the information about the safety arrangements of the venue.
Good morning and Johar, all ladies and gentlemen. Behalf of Radisson, I would like to welcome Honorable Governor, sir, delegates and guests of the hotel. Here, I am standing here for briefing about today's safety protocols. I am head of security here. At the moment, we are sitting in Amelia Hall, which is at ground floor. And I would like to confirm you that today we don't have any plan for fire testing or fire evacuation drill. In case of any fire, you have to follow some protocols like be calm, don't panic. We have 4 exit door in this hall, 2 in your left side, 2 in your right side. Our staff will assist you to get the assembly point through exit door. Fire extinguisher is kept inside the hall, and our ERT team is available here. In case of any fire, we will here to extinguish the fire, and our fire tender vehicle is also standing outside of the hotel in case of any emergency. Thank you for kind attention, and welcome to Radisson once again. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for sharing the information to all of us. Now, ladies and gentlemen, light and brightness have always been equated with positivity, and motivation is seen as a harbinger of good. To start the event on the auspicious note, we will now have the lamp lighting ceremony, followed by the curtain raising of CSIR NML's 1 week, 1 lab campaign. To do the honor, may I request the dignitaries on the dais to join for lamp lighting. All of you, please stand on your respective position. All the dignitaries are requested to stay there for curtain raising. So, Now I would request our Honorable Governor to kindly raise the curtain digitally to formally inaugurate CSI one week, one lab campaign and to declare the event open. Thank you, sir, for doing the honor. Now, I would like to request Dr. Avanish Kumar Srivastav, Director CSIR NML, for his welcome address.
Good morning, Namaste, Suprabhat. His Excellency, Honorable Governor of Jharkhand, Shri C.P. Radhakrishnan the Director General of the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, and Secretary CSIR, Dr. Mrs. N. Kalai Selvi Madam. She is representing online. Special invitees, my dear colleagues, press and media. At the outset, I welcome you to the beautiful city of Ranchi, the capital of the state of Jharkhand, which is full of forest and natural resources, for a unique campaign, 1 week, 1 lab, driven by visionaries and mentors of CSIR. President CSIR, Shri Narendra Modi ji, and Vice President of CSIR, Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, to reach out to the last person in society at a time when the country is celebrating its Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, and also the presidency of G20 and S20 summits. The central motive of this campaign is to bring awareness among people about the contributions made by various CSIR laboratories in Pan-India. It is indeed my pleasure to state about CSIR National Metallurgical Laboratory, a temple of science and technology founded in the erstwhile state of Bihar in the year 1946 by Honorable Shri C. Rajagopalachari ji, Minister of Education and Arts in the interim national government. Later, independent India, it was formally inaugurated by Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru ji, on 26 November 1950, in a spirit of hope and in a spirit of faith in the future. It was strategically located in Jamshedpur, in the mineral and metallurgical rich regions, to leverage its natural resources in the building of a newly independent nation, India. Our early research activities guiding philosophy for R&D was indigenous development of import substitution towards self-reliance and saving of foreign exchange. The thrust was attached to pilot plant-based operations required to generate basic engineering data for setting up of new commercial plants, which was immediate demand of independent India when several industries were coming up. In 1959 itself, CSIR NML developed the low shaft furnace for the production of commercial grade pig iron. It was an effort to produce pig iron without using the conventional blast furnace route with low grade ores. In the 70s, NML started working on the concept of direct reduction of iron ore to iron, popularly known as sponge iron processing. Direct reduced iron DRI was produced for the first time in India using rotary kiln in the mid-70s. Today you will find several mini blast furnaces and sponge iron plants within Jharkhand, which may have directly or indirectly benefited from the knowledge generated by these pilot scale plants trials. CSIR NML generated by these pilot scale plant trials for several decades spearheaded sponge iron research and technology in the surrounding region for its socio-economic growth. Continuing with steel research in India, in the late 50s, CSIR NML developed basic line, side, and top blown converters for making steel from medium phosphoric indigenous pig irons. Another remarkable achievement in iron and steel research was CSIR NML fabricated a baby blast furnace in 1964. The other most impact-making early research towards technology development was strategic magnesium metal production using indigenous dolomite by pigeon process from 1960 to 1970s. Magnesium is a metal of strategic importance because of its applications in areas of defense, missiles, atomic energy, future automobiles, and aerospace. The 60s also saw demand for ferroalloys, which was considered essential for the growth of the iron and steel industry in India. CSIR NML developed an aeronothermic process to produce carbon-free ferroalloys. Another major research area of CSIR NML is alloy development. NML has pioneering work in the area of alloy development since the 60s. Two other developments that stand out in my mind are the development of aluminum conductors and coinage. When the coinage production in Indian mints, was affected by a lack of indigenous nickel, NML collaborated with mints. NML produced coins of aluminum magnesium alloy, which were used for low denomination 2 and 3 paise in 1964. There are innumerable alloys that were developed as import substitutes and were considered first time in the country. Between 1955 and 1970 and even today, we have continued that legacy and designed and fabricated a large number of indigenous scientific apparatuses and sensors. In 60s to 70s, CSIR NML made significant contributions to the development of sacrificial anode for the protection of sea-going vessels and oil-carrying pipelines. These anodes were in use in Calcutta, Naharkhatia, Assam, Barauni, and Karaikudi. This again demonstrates our commitment to pursuing research having relevance to society at large. The 1980s have been the bloom of mineral processing activities of CSIR NML. Several flow sheets for iron ore, coal, limestone, manganese ore, chromite ore, graphite, and many more ores were developed by CSIR NML. The entire steel industry, TISCO, ISCO, SAIL, used the basic data generated by the NML flow sheet for iron ore, beneficiation, and agglomeration. Several graphite beneficiation and fluorspar plant owe their existence to CSIR NML. The 90s were a period of dramatic transformation for India. India liberalized its economic and trade systems, and with R&D scenario also changed dramatically. CSIR NML needed to completely reorient its R&D policies to be internationally competitive. The first initiative was Component Integrity Evaluation Program, CIEP. This was a multi-sponsored program. This was a well-timed program and was needed by the aging industry. Industry at that point in time looking for a solution to their aging infrastructure for advice on fitness for the purpose or remaining life assessment of the component. This activity still stands out as a major endeavor of the laboratory, and a wide spectrum of industries benefited from this activity, notwithstanding Indian Air Force, Indian Navy, and Indian Railways. Around the mid-90s, NML took up a program on the mitigation of pollution from cast iron foundries in the Howrah-Kolkata cluster. Another significant development was cokeless Copla to save the Taj Mahal. CSIR started a comprehensive program on fly ash utilization in the mid-90s. The focus of the research was on the technology development for new products and applications. Managing slag generated by the steel industry is a major challenge. CSIR NML has developed many processes for slag utilization. For example, paving blocks from steel slag were developed jointly with Tata Steel and commercialized. A new milestone was achieved with the establishment of the Urban Ore Recycling Center at CSIR NML in the early 2020s for the development of indigenous feasible technologies to recover non-ferrous, precious, and rare earth metals from secondary resources. The center will not only help to mitigate the environmental issues, but will also solve the problem created due to the e-waste management system, feasible processing, loss of valuables, lack of knowledge among common people, as well as unemployment. A number of feasible technologies have been transferred for the extraction of non-ferrous, precious, rare earth metals from e-waste. Apart from technology transfer, NML also provides training to national and international students in the area of e-waste recycling. CSIR Jigyasa Virtual Laboratory Project under the CSIR Jigyasa program is an initiative taken by CSIR during its Platinum Jubilee year, which was inspired by our Honorable Prime Minister's vision of a new India and scientific social responsibility, SSR for CSIR. CSIR aligning with Government of India on the Skill India mission launched the CSIR Integrated Skill Initiative Program. Now, in short, a few important points where CSIR NML has played and playing a key role in terms of national, global, and societal are like, first example, I should say, Tata NML Collaborative Program, a unique R&D business model where more than 200 collaborative projects have been undertaken. CSIR NML, along with the space agencies in the country for future mission programs. The laboratory is a national leader in metallurgical failure analysis and structural health monitoring, and the largest collection of mechanical testing systems in the country under one roof. In terms of global, a large number of mineral processing flow sheets developed are being utilized by more than 50 ferrous and non-ferrous extraction plants in India and abroad. The laboratory has imparted training program on capacity building to transform metal industry developing institute in Ethiopia. The laboratory has collaborated with Boeing USA, KIGM Korea, Primetals Tech UK, etc. for reach, alliance, and technology development. In terms of society, NML Intellectual Property Facilitation Center, the micro, small, and medium enterprises MSME sector is a highly vibrant and dynamic sector of the Indian economy and being benefited by the CSIR NML. The laboratory has developed energy efficient, eco-friendly brass melting furnaces for artisans and trained more than 500 artisans entrepreneurs at NML. The laboratory has established Women Technology Park for capacity building and entrepreneurship development at Ranchi and East Singhbhum for job-oriented training for women in the areas of waste management and various areas as per the need of the region. I can go on to enumerate the contributions made by the CSIR NML to society and the country endlessly. I only try to give an excerpt of CSIR NML trims. Going back to the 1 week, 1 lab campaign, we are organizing it for 5 days, starting on 24th April at Ranchi and ending on 28th April at Jamshedpur. The program is a blended of extended interaction with students, teachers, scientists, engineers, industry people, and for common man. So with this, Once again, on behalf of CSIR NML and also on my personal behalf, from the core of my heart, I welcome to all for this very important 1 week, 1 lab program of CSIR NML Jamshedpur being inaugurated by His Excellency Shri C.P. Radhakrishnan ji, the Honorable Governor of Jharkhand on this day, 24th April at Ranchi. Thank you. Dhanyavad. Jai Hind. Namaste.
Thank you, sir, for highlighting the contributions made by CSIR NML in the past 73 years. It has been truly an inspirational journey and will surely do better to meet the expectations of society and industry as a whole. Now, I would request Dr. Mrs. N. Kalai Selvi, Secretary DSIR and Director General CSIR, to address the August gathering.
Namaskar, Vanakkam, and pleasant morning to every one of you. His Excellency, Honorable Governor of Jharkhand, Shri P. Radhakrishnan ji, Dr. Avanish Srivatsava, my NML family, and my entire CSIR family. I'm extremely happy to be a part of this curtain raiser program of 1 week, 1 lab initiatives of CSIR, which is being celebrated by CSIR NML at Ranchi with the greatest blessings in the name of, or I would say, due to the presence of the great Honorable Governor of Jharkhand, Shri Radhakrishnan ji. Ji, on behalf of entire CSIR family, I extend a very, very warm welcome to you. And I'm only really missing the opportunity of meeting you in person. It is just because of my ill health, I'm not able to make it in person. But I'm truly missing the opportunity of meeting you and my NML family, especially on this very, very special day. Now, coming to this 1 week, 1 lab program, as all of you know, and especially to the kind attention of Honorable Governor of Jharkhand, we from CSIR, we are Council of Scientific and Industrial Research with a big family of 37 national laboratories. We're trying our level best to come up with our own way of indigenously developing science and technology for the benefit of Indian industries and for the benefit of Indian society, and especially with the special target of reaching the unreached society of this country through our indigenous science and technology. And it is our Honorable Minister of Science and Technology, Jitendra Singh ji, who is the Vice President of CSIR, who encouraged CSIR to come up with this kind of 1 week, 1 lab program, by means of which we, instead of doing our own research within the 4 walls of the laboratory, we within our own, I would say, the circle of industries or academia or the MSME or the startup of our own known circle, we wanted to be known at a massive scale in the society by industry, by academia, by students, by research scholars, by new startups, by very many MSMEs, and also by, I would say, the general public at large. And therefore, the Honorable Minister opined that CSIR should come up with this kind of 1 week, 1 lab, by means of which throughout this week, we will be dedicating one day to really meet with one segment of the society, by means of which we will be able to demonstrate our capabilities. We will be able to make them understand that to what extent CSIR is ready and fully geared up to meet with their requirements. So it is in this particular direction today, NML, the great lab who is the pioneer in the metallurgy related research within CSIR family, is doing this 1 week, 1 lab inauguration today. And I'm extremely happy. The program is happening at Ranchi. Ranchi, I think this is the second time for which I should specially thank the state government as well as the complete Jharkhand state, because When G20 presidency was took over by the country, that is India, and when we were asked to come up with RIIG events, CSIR was given the first chance of conducting the G20 meeting, especially at Ranchi. And at that time itself, I thoroughly enjoyed the end-to-end support and coordination obtained from the state of Jharkhand in conducting that event very successfully by CSIR. It was not only CSIR who felt that the Jharkhand state offered its fullest support, but also I would say all the G20 countries as well as the extended visitors, those who attended the G20 RIIG event at Ranchi. Now, this is the second very important event which is happening in Jharkhand. And Honorable Governor Ji, I just want to make you to be aware of, you may be aware of, but I just want to draw your attention very specially on this day that within the same state of Jharkhand itself, we are having three labs. One lab here in NML, and one lab we have it in Sinfar, that is Dhanbad. The lab is called Fuel Research Laboratory. Mines related, fuels related research is going on. So Sinfar Dhanbad is there. And we have one more laboratory called CMERI, Mechanical Engineering Related Research is going on. That is situated in Durgapur. Therefore, whether it is coal related research or Indian mines related research or Indian metallurgy related research, or I would say indigenous equipments and mechanical equipments related research, we are having three CSIR laboratories in and around this Jharkhand state, I would say. Now, coming to NML, actually, Dr. Srivatsava has clearly mentioned that where and all NML is doing real good service. And Radhakrishnan ji, we are so proud to say that country is now celebrating science and technology with, I would say, much more vigor and interest, especially during this Amritkal. If we just look at the legacy of CSIR labs, we are having different reasons due to which different CSIR labs were formed. Some labs were formed due to the government identified mandates or government identified requirements. For example, I would say when there was an India international expedition of Indian Ocean and the international oceans, towards the end of that expedition, the team strongly felt and they strongly recommended that a country like India should have one national lab on oceanography, and that gave birth to our National Institute of Oceanography, NIO at Goa. And similarly, this particular laboratory, I would say that is NPL, which is there in Delhi, which is the National Institute of Meteorology. Even the Constitution of India is now, we are the custodian. I would say CSIR NPL is the custodian of the Constitution of India. And we are taking utmost care in preserving the Constitution of India. So this is how many times government itself is identifying that these are the areas in which CSIR labs ought to be established, and few labs got established. There is another way or another reason which we call it as time demanded or the society demanded CSIR labs. For example, once upon a time, the society felt that science communication should be taken care by CSIR laboratories. And this is how now we are having one very great and unique laboratory called NISPER, which is functioning at Delhi and which is taking care of scientific communication. Similarly, India is a country which is known for its Himalayan bioresources. So over a period of time, countries started thinking in a big way, and it was thought that why don't we have a national lab, a CSIR lab, to take care of the Himalayan bioresources. And this is how we got our IHBT Palampur established in the Himalayan region. And over a period of time, the country has seen number of revolutions like green revolution, white revolution, blue revolution, and industry revolution. And just 1 to 1.5 decades back, country strongly felt that we need some kind of an institution wherein we have to think about the IT related developments, that too by CSIR. And this is how our fourth paradigm institute, 4PI at Bangalore, got established. And G, you may be knowing that we have one dedicated institute in Northeast also, Northeast Institute of Science and Technology in Jorhat. And therefore, this is how we are having, or we already spread out our wings to almost every region and more than 25 states of this country. We are having our 37 laboratories, and we are having many of our extension centers also in all the big cities, Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3 cities, and also in remote locations. Now, coming to the third very important category of the labs, there comes the philanthropy. Sometimes government will be interested to support the CSIR related activities, CSIR lab formation related initiatives, and that is where philanthropy come into picture. And this is how the Central Electrochemical Research Institute in Karaikudi came into existence, just because of one philanthropist called Dr. Vallal R.M. Azhagappa Chettiar. Similarly, CFTRI, even now, the lab is functioning in the palace. Actually, Mysuru, the palace itself was given, the constructed building was given directly to CFTRI. And this is how philanthropy works, by in terms of individuals or in terms of kingdoms and industries, especially Indian industries. They are no way inferior even in terms of philanthropy. This is how Tata Steel came into, they volunteered that they will support the formation of one CSIR laboratory. And this is where we have the great NML, which is in place in Jamshedpur today. And every time we celebrate NML, we never forget to celebrate Tatas also for the kind of philanthropy, for the kind of interest, for the kind of contribution they have given and paid towards science and technology. And this is how this particular laboratory, NML at Jamshedpur, it came into existence. And without disappointing the country's any kind of expectation, from the time of establishment till date, this particular laboratory is really, really contributing to the maximum possible extent it can do. Their interaction with industries, even though Tata Steel is the major supporter of NML, they don't deny their connect or support or working together or collaboration with the second level industries also. They are working closely with MSME, they are working closely with startups, they are working with academia, they are working with the state government authorities, and they are trying their level best to contribute to the society by means of their science and technology. Gee, when we talk about this metal and the material wealth of the country, Mother Earth has abundantly blessed us, and especially India, the country has been blessed abundantly by Mother Nature, especially for our metal wealth and material wealth. So even today, China may threaten us, because just 2 weeks back or 3 weeks back, China came up with a kind of an announcement that they are going to give more focus on rare earths, and maybe they are going to follow stringent guidelines for their sharing of rare earth related expertise with other countries. We need not worry about that kind of announcements, because India is not only rich with respect to metals, but also our knowledge, our basic knowledge, our fundamental knowledge, our applied knowledge, our translational knowledge on every metal, whether it is a light metal or a transition metal or lanthanides or actinides or rare earth, whatever name you call, we have our knowledge rich with respect to every metal that is finding a place in the periodic table. This is what actually Dr. Avanish was talking about, our capabilities in sodium. I mean, NML's capability in sodium, NML's capability in steel industry, NML's capability in magnesium. Everywhere NML is showing its expertise. And if we just want to make a mention, we are now moving from fuel-based vehicles to the electric vehicles. So when we talk about these electric vehicles, many times we think that we are going to say goodbye to petrol and diesel, and we are going to directly say our red carpet welcome only to batteries. And this is the only change that this EV will bring in. No, it is not that way. Even with respect to batteries, again, for electrodes, we have dependence on metals. And where to keep the battery? It is encapsulating the battery. There again, we need a case or the container. There again, we need metallurgy. And again, with respect to this kind of a BOP, again, we need some kind of a changes with respect to the total two-wheeler or three-wheeler or a four-wheeler. And therefore, starting from design and starting from BOP and with respect to the overall thermal heat management and electricity management, we have lot and lot more dependence not only on metals but also on materials as well as on engineering design aspects as well. Therefore, this particular laboratory, NML, they are coming up with all their positivity. They are not only working on metals, they are working on materials, they are working on designs also. Gee, as you know, India, which is known, the country which is known for its steel production, I have been given an understanding that even one third of the steel production is taken care by secondary producers who are having a lot of dependence on induction furnace. And when steel is getting produced through this induction furnace, I have been told that the phosphorus content is very large, and this high phosphorus content is not at all good. That makes the steel substandard, and therefore you cannot use it for structural applications. Therefore, we have to really address the reduction of phosphorus content in the steel, and this is coming up with the kind of recommendation that the amount of phosphorus should be less than 0.05 percentage. And this is where NML is coming up with a kind of a technology by way of introducing a flux by means of which the phosphorus content is reduced. So this is how NML is helping the country in an indigenous way by means of which we are making our own steel production, which is capable of getting itself qualified for its structural applications. Similarly, country is rich with coal energy, and this coal, unfortunately, Indian coal is also rich with a high ash content. Again, here again, to reduce the ash content, NML is coming up with their own technology. And again, as I told you, we are having another lab called even Mechanical Engineering Research Lab. This NML is working closely with labs like CGCRI, CMERI, SINFER, IMMT, SICRI, and many other engineering laboratories, and they are coming up with the formation, design, as well as development of indigenous equipments as well as instruments. And therefore, this particular laboratory, they're not only helping us in terms of metal exploration, metal extraction, metal purification, and for metal processing. Also, this laboratory has demonstrated their capability in urban wood recycling also. Because if we just listen to the advice of the Honorable Prime Minister of the country, Modi ji has clearly made a mention that this is the right time, especially this Amritakal is the right time, wherein countries should have major focus on circular economy and recycling of metals as well as materials. And when we talk about this kind of a waste to wealth related attempts, this NML is working in a big way by way of making collaboration with other CSIR laboratories, and therefore for the countries any kind of a need with respect to metals, materials, composites, because even with respect to geopolymer composites, they are able to come up with a kind of a paver block material. So this is one of the success stories that they have demonstrated under waste to wealth. So Radhakrishnan ji, I just take this opportunity once again to say my heartfelt thanks to you for your gracious presence. Your presence will make a lot of impact. Your presence is giving us more energy. Your presence and your words will take us to greater heights. And the entire CSIR family, and especially the NML family, will definitely live up to the expectations of the Jharkhand government as well as your leadership as governor of that particular state. And G, without taking much of your time, because my entire CSIR family is eagerly waiting to listen to your words, because I'm frequently talking to my own family members, including me. All of us are really excited to listen to you. And G, I just wish to conclude my talk by saying only one thing to you as well as to my CSIR family. We are fully aware that next 8 years are very, very important, critically important, scientifically and technologically much more important for the next 8 decades. If we are able to improve our science and technology related contributions, and if we are able to do justice during this next 8 years, I think we are doing justice for next 8 decades. This is not a number game, but this is a scientific data driven understanding. Whether it is climate change or CO2 sequestration or the metal and the material wealth, or I would say the livelihood and the safety, as well as, if at all you say, the security features with respect to food security, water security, energy security, healthcare security, and strategic security. Next 8 years are golden period and very, very important. And we from CSIR, we are fully aware that we have to make use of these 8 years so that CSIR remains as an all-time relevant organization, not only for the 8 decades, but also for the 800, 8,000 and 80,000 years to come. With these few words, I place on record my appreciations and congratulations to Avinish Srivatsavaji for your leadership and the entire NML team for your 1 week, 1 lab program. I wish the program every success, and my best wishes are always there with you. And the Honorable Governor Ji, once again, thank you so very much, and I look forward to listen to each and every one of you. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you, ma'am, for highlighting the importance of 1 week, 1 lab program and how much it is of crucial significance to CSIR, as well as highlighting the CSIR NML capabilities in the area of minerals, metals, and materials. However, we really miss your physical presence, but we are grateful that you find time to address the August gathering. Now, the legacy, exclusive innovations, and technological breakthrough of CSIR NML since its inception in 1950 are being showcased through a capsule movie. Let us move through the different layers of CSIR NML's journey in past 73 years.
Metallurgy, the art and science of making and using metals, has contributed enormously to the growth of human civilization. India, with a metallurgical heritage of over 7,000 years, has been the leader. In 1942, when India was at the dawn of its freedom movement, Sri Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar, the visionary leader, realized the importance of metallurgy in shaping the growth of independent India and decided to establish the National Metallurgical Laboratory, one of the first 5 laboratories of the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. After 8 years, Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru inaugurated the National Metallurgical Laboratory, popularly known as NML, on November 26, 1950 at Jamshedpur. The mandate was to bring out the treasures of our soil to the surface, cast them to shape and put India in the path of industrial growth. Under the dynamic leadership of President CSIR, Vice President CSIR, Director General CSIR, and its Director, NML is marching ahead to fulfill the dreams of 1 billion Indians.
CSIR National Metallurgical Laboratory, Jamshedpur, is a national laboratory of international repute. The laboratory is engaged in a broad range of research activities in the field of mineral processing, metal extraction and recycling, materials engineering, analytical chemistry, and advanced materials and characterization. When we think of research, we don't only think about creating knowledge, we also think about how the knowledge will actually be transferred to the industry so that it makes people's lives better. Over the past 70 years, industrial collaborations have been the hallmark of NML. More than 100 industries from India and abroad has benefited from NML in various ways. Moreover, the high quality HR development and direct contribution to the society through scientific interventions is an important mission of the laboratory.
Efficient utilization of India's natural resources for the betterment of quality of life has been the motto of NML from its inception. Using pilot plant facilities, NML has developed process flow sheets on beneficiation of iron ore, limestone, coal, bauxite, barite, sillimanite, and lithium ore to improve the productivity. NML's column flotation technology for beneficiation of low-grade ores has set a benchmark in the mineral processing industry. 7 industries across India are now using the column flotation cell to beneficiate the different low-grade ores. Dry beneficiation of coal to save the wastage of water in coal washeries and preparation of metallurgical grade coke using Indian non-coking coals to reduce import of coking coals are some noteworthy contributions. Post-independence, when industrialization was the need of the hour, NML responded by developing technologies to produce pig iron, sponge iron, ferroalloys and magnesium metal that resulted in establishment of a number of industries. NML also developed new alloys like nickel-free stainless steel, PM2 conductor aluminum alloy to replace copper, and aluminum magnesium alloy coins for the Indian Mint. To contribute to the modern India's growth, NML has participated in flagship programs like Atmanirbhar Bharat, Make in India, Startup India, and Skill India. To realize the dream of Atmanirbhar Bharat, NML developed technologies for production of several strategic metals, including tungsten from tungsten carbide scraps, sodium metal from sodium chloride through molten salt electrolysis, and manganese metal from manganese ore through electrolytic route. Technology for production of corrosion-resistant brass ammunition was developed and transferred to the Ordnance Factory Warangal, Maharashtra, to ensure availability of world-class ammunition to India's armed forces. When India embraced the path of rapid development through construction of railways, power plants, bridges, airports and rockets, NML contributed by certifying the quality of the metallic components at its Crete laboratory, one of the largest in Asia. Indian Railway, Indian Air Force, DRDO, BARC, ISRO, NTPC, and a number of consumer industries all take the help of NML for remaining life assessment and failure analysis. Under the Make in India initiative, NML developed sensors and devices for the metallurgical industry. For the first time in the world, a device to detect the breakout in industrial billet casters was developed using fiber brag gratings as the temperature sensor. The technology won Tata Innovista Award in 2022. FlowGuard, Zincometer, and Maxtrix are some other devices developed and commercialized by NML through private companies. NML is producing and marketing certified reference materials to ensure the quality and global traceability of analytical test results. With 39 number of metallurgical CRMs and NABL accreditation as per ISO 17034, NML has placed itself as a global player in the CRM market. MSME and startups are the backbone of India's economy, and their role is pivotal towards India's goal to become a $5 trillion economy. NML has taken up the task to make the MSMEs globally competitive by providing modern technology and technological guidance. The Urban Ore Recycling Center of NML develops technologies for recycling of e-waste in the environment-friendly and economical manner. It has transferred 10 technologies to the MSMEs, and in recognition, NML has received the CSIR Best Technology Award in 2020. In the Waste to Wealth initiative, NML developed technology to produce paving blocks from fly ash and blast furnace slag using geopolymerization technique. Technology for production of high-quality iron oxide from waste pickle liquor was also developed. This technology has received NRDC National Innovation Award in 2020. At a time when India is celebrating Azadi Ki Amrit Mahotsav and G20 presidency, the world expects India to be a leader in science and technology. NML's research work on galvanization of high-strength steels for automotive applications, self-healing coating for maintenance-free corrosion protection of steel structures, novel catalytic nanomaterials for hydrogen generation through water splitting, production of new alloy powders for 3D printing, and holistic utilization of red mud in partnership with major aluminium industries are targeted in that direction. As a responsible organization, NML has taken up the responsibility to solve the problems of Indian citizens through technological interventions. For the brass artisans, NML has developed a brass melting furnace which not only reduces the melting cost but also protect the artisans from exposure to harmful zinc vapors. NML has also developed an anti-tarnishing lacquer to improve the surface finish and maintain the metallic luster of metal handicrafts.
हम लोग पिछले 5 सालों से NML जमशेदपुर से ये एंटी टार्निशिंग लैकर ले रहे हैं। हमारे यहाँ हम लोग फैशन ज्वेलरी बनाते हैं जो कि स्क्रैप ब्रास से बनती है। जब से हम लोग NML द्वारा बनाया हुआ ये लैकर यूज किया है, हमारी सेलेबिलिटी बहुत इंक्रीज हो गई है।
Under the Skill India initiative, NML runs skill development programs for students and professionals to enhance their employability and performance. Invite school students to visit the lab and get first-hand experience on scientific research, and trains women to upgrade their skills and take up entrepreneurship.
अभी तक माना जाता है कि लड़के ही कारपेंटर के फील्ड में आते हैं, बट मैं इस सोच को बदलना चाहती हूँ कि लड़कियाँ भी इस कारपेंटर के जरिए काम कर सकते हैं और मैं अपने पापा के बिजनेस को कारपेंटर के द्वारा ही आगे बढ़ा सकूँ।
With the state-of-the-art infrastructure and hard-working dynamic group of people, NML is always striving towards becoming a global leader in metallurgical research. To showcase the scientific legacy, unique innovations, and technological advancements to the society, NML is hosting 1 week, 1 lab program during 24th to 28th April 2023. We welcome everyone to visit CSIR NML and witness our scientific and technological contributions to India's growth and prosperity. Let us celebrate our contributions together. Let us join hands to build a stronger India.
As our director has highlighted in his speech, that a series of events have been planned during CSIR NML's 1 week, 1 lab program. These activities are comprehensively compiled in the form of souvenir. May I request the dignitaries on the dais to unveil the souvenir. Thank you, sir, for doing the honor. I would now request His Excellency Shri C.P. Radhakrishnan, Honorable Governor of Jharkhand, to kindly address the audience on the inauguration of CSIR NML's 1 Week, 1 Lab campaign.
I touch and salute the holy feet of Bharat Mata, the most powerful and the most merciful. Dr. Mrs. N. Kalaichelvi, Secretary DSIR, Government of India, and Director General of CSIR, and Dr. Avinash Kumar Srivastava, Director CSIR, National Meteorological Laboratory, Jamshedpur, Dr. Sanjay Kumar, Chief Scientist, CSIR, NML, dignitaries and invited guests, friends from press and media, my dear brothers and sisters. Johar, I am really glad to be present here with you for the curtain raiser ceremony of the 1 Week, 1 Lab campaign of National Meteorological Laboratory, Jamshedpur. I am delighted to know that over the next 5 days, CSIR NML, a premier research organization dedicated to various facts of minerals, metals, and materials, would showcase its technological achievements for the socio-economic development of India in general and Jharkhand in particular. The research is not an easy job. You have to work endlessly till you get a result. When you will get the result, required result, that we can't predict. That is the job of a researcher, that our CSIR had a history of 73 years. In these 73 years, I got one personal experience with the CSIR. When I was an MP of Coimbatore, the whole textile industry in Tirupur is about to come to a halt. Supreme Court has given a prediction: you have to treat your polluted water, dyed water properly, otherwise we cannot allow this anymore. That time we approached the Karakudi CSIR and they helped a lot. That I remember that today. That is where the contribution, and still today the textile town is doing very well, and it is doing about 35,000 crores of exports with only 8 to 9 lakh people living in such a small town or small city. So why I am telling this? Any research is to be encouraged. Any research should be people friendly. Any research should be industry friendly for the development. Our Honorable Prime Minister, in his inaugural address to the Central State Conclave at Ahmedabad in September last year, had urged people to celebrate the achievements of Indian scientists and call for concentrated efforts to make the country a global center of research and innovation. Why such a call has been given? You take any superpower of the world, they are able to stand there because of their research. The new developments, the new technology they develop, the new material they develop, the new machinery they develop, Without that, they cannot sustain the number one position. America is spending a lot. It is like whether the egg has come out from the hen or the hen has come out from the egg. Because we are powerful, we are able to spend more money for the research. Because we are spending more money and finding new technology, new inventions, that we become economically strong and industrially more successful. It is like that. But when I was talking to our director, he was telling me 73 long years. Yes. At the time of starting this institution, the government may not be in a position to allocate so much of money. The economy grows. We have achieved the 5th position today in the world. Not only G20, we become G5. So the money can be given, but money alone cannot do everything. Your involvement, your interest, your enthusiasm, your tireless work alone can bring the result. Anything can be quantified, but research cannot. The money spent on research also like that. You take an advocate's life. After completing his law, he coming in and he is working under a senior. He will be working like a bull. But he will get only a tips from his senior. Then he start understanding and he becomes thorough with his arguments. Then slowly he put his own office, small office. He will start earning for his livelihood. But after that, more juniors join with him. He takes more and more bigger cases. His success, when the real rewards will come at the fake end of his life. The research is also like that. I am not talking about the fake end of the life, but you invest first, you may not get any result. Further and further investments will lead to the big success. I remember when I was a very young boy, our rackets used to be fired from Andhra Pradesh, Dumba. We will have one small news in the paper that a rocket has been fired and it fell into Bay of Bengal. That was the days. But today, our Chandrayaan is able to give the most valuable information to American ISRO. Why I am telling this? This is how a research can develop. This is how a research can contribute. What we need is a lot of patience and hard work and the sincerity, because as I said, nothing can be quantified in a research. It is the researcher who can tell where we went wrong, what is to be done, what is further needed, how from this stage it can be taken to the other. So he added, the celebration of all small and big achievements of Indian scientists will create a leaning towards science and will help us in this Amrit Kal, the 1 week, 1 lab campaign of CSIR, I believe is a significant step in that direction. See, our elders used to tell, don't plow widely, but plow deeply if you want to get the results. This one lab, 1 week, one lab is, I think it is motivating the concentration, the specialization. Once already CSIR is doing that, I believe, because you are concentrating on metallurgy, you are concentrating on mining in Jharkhand, which is the need of the hour of the state and the country, because the state is having lot of mines. Natural resource, this is the richest state, so we need it. And when I was talking to our Aziz Kumarji, he was telling me, I asked him one simple question: why we are still lacking behind in matching the material quality, the steel quality of Germans? Why the Germans are still leading in machinery manufacturing? Any hardware you take, they are still dominating the whole world. Why? Because of their steel quality. When I was talking to him, he has very openly told to me, sir, that needs lot of investment, that needs lot of research. So that's why I have gone through the whole thing, the research. Yes, we are growing. When we grow, we will be able to contribute more and more money for the research. So that is how we have to develop our indigenous technology and the knowledge. It is a matter of great pride that CSIR, established in the year 1942, is one of the world's largest publicly funded research and development organizations. We have to understand, when we are today, we are one of the richest nations in the world. When it was started, it's not so. There were starvation deaths. Even that time, this has been started with a long vision. With all your contribution in the years to come, that will be very successful story. Today I congratulate all of you. You got a very big successful story. That is the CSIR today. Nowadays, its role is very important in Atmanirbhar Bharat. I am glad to know that NML, one of the first 5 laboratories established by CSIR, has indeed lived up to that vision, having worked closely and successfully with the Tata Steel since the time of its inception. The journey of NML has been truly momentous. There is a center of CSIR NML also in Chennai, which is taking pivotal strides in commercial mineral enrichment endeavors, from materials necessary for our strategic sectors such as defense and space to materials needed for medical purposes. NML has traversed the path successfully. A humble beginning is now growing and is achieving so many things because of all your sincere efforts and hard work. I have noted with immense pleasure that NML has worked as an arsenic removal technology, part of our Jharkhand water, which causes serious health. This arsenic content is more in our Jharkhand water, that is creating serious health issues to the people consuming it. Unfortunately, still we have to go a long way. Before Jal Jeevan Mission, in Jharkhand we are having only 6% of the people got the potable water, protected water. Today we have achieved, after this mission, we have achieved 36%. The growth rate may be very impressive, but we cannot forget We have to go still a long way to achieve 100%. This arsenic content water is harming the people because they have to consume it because there is no water in certain parts. In that area also we are working, and I would like to see the large-scale implementation of this work in those areas. I am also very happy to know that IML has developed a technology for reclamation of coal mine water free of harmful microorganisms, making it fit for the purpose of human consumption. Water is a scarcity commodity all over the world. We have to take care and preserve the water. Every drop of water has to be preserved. Today's latest cojets are also e-waste of tomorrow. That is another big thing. And it is of utmost importance to know the right way of discarding the old device, because technology is improving every day. What it was and what it is today, there is a huge difference. The speed is different. The capacity is different. So you cannot use the same thing for your whole life. You have to throw the old one and you have to buy the new one. So the recycling and reuse of e-waste can also give a flip to the economy. It is a must. And I am happy to learn that the waste utilization is one of the major activities of many commercial technologies have been developed and implemented. The CSIR NML has already developed the technology for reclamation of precious and other metal recovery from e-waste and transferred it to the entrepreneurs. This is what I said in my beginning of the speech. Any research should be industry friendly, people friendly. You are doing it in the most perfect way. My congratulations to you. Recently, India has found huge reserves of lithium. Lithium is the lifeline of our e-mobility vision. Yes, it was mentioned by our colleague Shelby that e-cars are going to dominate the market in the future. Yes, NML is working on extraction of lithium from primary and secondary resources. I would like to see an indigenous technology for lithium extraction from lithium ore coming out from your institute. I wish you will be successful. On the 2nd of March this year, the Research and Innovation Initiative Gathering Conference on Materials for Sustainable Energy was held under the Indians G20 presidency in Ranchi, which was coordinated by CSIR. Many G20 nations, including India, have enormous minerals and materials wealth that is required to be sustainably used for meeting our energy requirements. I am sure that CSIR and particularly NML would rise to the occasion to provide technological solutions in the areas of sustainable energy, storage, distribution, and management. It is immense pleasure to learn that NML, along with providing technological solutions to the industries, is also committed towards Government of India mission of Skill India, and provides training to various stakeholders of India's future growth, like school and college students, entrepreneurs, and industry collaborators. The laboratory is providing training to students and the teachers under its trademark Jigyasa program to learn science effortlessly with fun and enthusiasm. It is of significant importance that NML has established a Women Technology Park in association with the National Institute of Advanced Manufacturing Technology, Ranchi, for women-centric product innovation and tools for improving the working conditions of women in Jharkhand. We are taking rapid strides towards a new India, which is confident, self-reliant, healthy, and economically sound. technology can play an important role in achieving these goals, I expect that NML would take a leadership role in providing technological solutions to the challenges posed in the area of minerals, metals, and materials, which is both economically sound and environmentally sustainable. And before concluding my speech, I will say all our efforts are for creating the wealth, and the wealth created should percolate to the deep into the society. It must reach the poorest among the poor. And with these words, I congratulate CSIR for coming up with the novel idea of 1 week, 1 lab campaign and NML on its outstanding services to the nation. Dhanyabad. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Jharkhand. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Honor, for highlighting the role of researchers for building the nation and in shaping the society, and the role that CSIR and NML has to play in meeting the industrial and societal needs coming ahead. I would now request Director CSIR NML to present the memento to Honorable Governor as a token of appreciation. Once again, on the behalf of CSIR NML, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Honorable Governor for accepting the invitation and gracing the event by his esteemed presence. I would now request Dr. Sanjay Kumar, Chief Scientist CSIR NML, to deliver the vote of thanks.
His Excellency Sri C.P. Radhakrishnan Sir, Dr. Mrs. N. Kalai Selvi, Secretary DSIR and Director General CSIR, Dr. Avnish Kumar Srivastava, Director NML, distinguished guests, fellow colleagues, press and media, ladies and gentlemen. I'm privileged to get this opportunity to propose the vote of thanks on this auspicious occasion of curtain raiser ceremony of 1 week, 1 lab program of CSIR National Metallurgical Laboratory. First and foremost, we owe a special debt of gratitude to His Excellency C.P. Radhakrishnan Sir for accepting our invitation and honoring us with your gracious presence as chief guest. Your speech was very inspiring for us. Thank you for telling us your expectation. We will definitely do our best to meet those expectations, and we will definitely work very hard to solve the issues of Jharkhand in a specific and country in general. Our heartfelt gratitude to our guest of honor, Dr. Mrs. N. Kalai Selvi. Madam, your speech is always very inspiring for us, and thank you for telling us in brief about the CSIR, different laboratories and its roles in CSIR, and about NML. We assure you, madam, that we will do further smart work, further hard work to meet your expectation or to exceed your expectation. I'm failing in my duty if not expressing my gratitude to the flag bearer of this event, Dr. Avnish Kumar Srivastava, Director, National Metallurgical Lab. Sir, thank you very much for encouraging us and continuously supporting us for planning this event and executing this event. Without your support, it was not possible to do an event of this scale. Thank you. We have with us many distinguished guests today. So, sir, you have taken your time to be with us for the celebration of science and technology today. Thank you very much. Our friends in mass media have been extremely helpful to us. Today with us, members of print and electronic media are present. I express my heartfelt gratitude to you all for covering this important occasion. Thanks is also due to Hotel Radisson Blu for making the arrangements, very smooth arrangement and wonderful arrangement here this morning. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated members of organizing committee. I cannot thank everyone enough for their tireless effort they have shown and their willingness they have expressed to take on the completion of tasks beyond their comfort zone. Thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
आप सभी लोगों से निवेदन है कि राष्ट्रगान के सम्मान में कृपया अपने स्थानों पर खड़े हो जाएं. I would like to request all of you to kindly stand on their respective places for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Now we have reached the end of the ceremony and we look forward for your presence in this hall for the upcoming workshop in the afternoon on Rare Earths for Self-Reliant India. Thank you once again to everyone for your time and patience.